Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. It's a real freezing cold day here today. It's actually the coldest day of this winter season. I'm in South Korea, and right now it's January 23rd. This is around like the coldest time of the year, and I'm outside. I'm getting a tan under these freezing cold conditions. I actually the temperature right now, it's about 14 degrees Fahrenheit, or it's 14 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 10 degrees Celsius. And I did this about 2 weeks ago under very similar conditions. It was a little bit it was about as cold as now, but it was like a little bit slightly warmer. And I did it for about 3 hours, and I kind of overdid it. And while I was grounded, sitting on the ground, it was okay. But after I got up and I put my clothes back on and went back inside, it became a little bit unbearable as my body tried to heat itself back up. So today I'm only going to do about an hour and a half, and just keep it safe and take it back in. So I'm just going to use that small amount of time to get this divine energy and take advantage of this situation. Alright, so today in this video I'm going to talk about like why I tan under freezing cold situations and like some of the benefits of it. And in this video I'm going to hit like 3 points. The first point that I'll hit is brown fat, like why you want to have brown fat and how we get brown fat. And the second point I'll hit is like how our physiology changes when we expose ourselves to such conditions, and like I guess how we can make adaptations to it and get the best benefit from it. And the last thing I'll hit, which is the main point of the video, like what happens when we cold tan, and like what are like the benefits of it, and why is it a good thing. Okay, so I'll go right in with the video. The first thing I'll hit is brown fat. What is brown fat? Well, we have brown fat is brown adipose tissue. We also have white fat, white adipose tissue. The difference between white fat and brown fat is that brown fat is very high in mitochondria. Mitochondria are the little bacteria on our cells that make energy, and mitochondria are really important for just health and longevity and just well-being. You really want to understand how mitochondria work if you want good health and good energy. Well, brown fat is very, very high and very dense in mitochondria. And we make brown fat by being exposed to very cold climate, very, very cold situation like now. So that's like one benefit. We make more brown fat. And I guess to give you, a little bit more background in brown fat, like we also make brown fat when we exercise, especially exercise like high intensity interval training exercise. I've made a video about that. I think it's the most efficient form of exercise, and it's not time consuming, and it's really good at making brown fat. And brown fat, it's very high in mitochondria. It heats our bodies, and it's also very good at giving us more energy for that same reason. And I guess to understand like mitochondria better, also I've made videos about mitochondria. Check those out as well. I'm going to make more in the future, or you can hit the internet and learn about mitochondria. Mitochondria are really important to know about and understand, and understand their nature and how they works in the bigger picture of health and longevity and things like this. The next thing that I'm going to hit is like when we're exposed to cold, like our whole physiology changes, our whole biology changes. Like our body doesn't work under the same rules as when it's much warmer. And what do I mean by this? Like our whole metabolism changes. Like you can't eat the same things that you eat under these conditions, and a lot of things change. And I guess one example is that, like, when cold touches your bare skin, your bare bodies, it turns off insulin, which you won't be able to metabolize like sugary and carbohydrate filled foods that well for this reason, because insulin is turned off or turned down. And it really just makes sense. Like in this season, under really cold conditions, like you can look around me, like the trees are bare, they're dormant, and this is not possible. There's no like sugary foods possible, and your biology knows this, because nature is communicating with your biology, with your mitochondria. That the sun is sending the codes, and it's like telling your body what's possible and what to be prepared for. And your body's not prepared to be eating like a banana, especially if you look around. There's no banana tree, it's just not possible. So your body knows this, and it won't be equipped to deal with it. But what it will be equipped to deal with is like fatty foods, or very high energy foods, maybe even underground root vegetables. Like these are possible in these situations, and the sun has like sent that information to these foods, and your body will be ready to deal with these types of food because the sun has sent the message to these foods, and it's also sent the message to you to tell you that these foods are possible. And also it's going to be just like less UV, and it takes high UV to make those foods, and it takes you being exposed to high UV to metabolize those foods. So it's a system that basically has to match in order for you to get the best performance, or the best out of your health and out of your bodies. All right, and to make the adaptation to extreme cold, it takes about 2 weeks of consistency, maybe even more if you're not consistent. I mean, like, you're actually out in it, and you can get like the benefit from it by dropping your skin temperatures to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, or that's which is about 12 degrees Celsius, I think, something like this. And which today, right now, is well below that. It's actually like 14 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm well below that threshold, or well below that level. But anyways, getting this benefit. And I guess the main point of the main topic that I'll hit in this video is like why I tan under really cold conditions and what are the benefits of it. Well, I've mentioned before in some videos about the human body being an electric semiconducting system. There's 3 types of conductors. There's ionic, metallic, and there's semiconductor. Well, the human body, it works under laws similar to the semiconducting system laws. And under semiconducting laws and rules, semiconducting system works best under cold conditions. Like it moves current and moves energy best under cold conditions. And our solar panels, they work best when it's cold. Like even when it's hot and we get too hot, we sweat to cool down our surfaces so that we can absorb more energy. Well, now we have the cold. And it's cool. Our surfaces, our solar panels are cooled down, and we can absorb more of this energy. So we become more efficient. Our solar panels become more efficient at absorbing this energy. that's why I do it. And also the water within our bodies, it becomes more of a crystal. And if you know about crystals, crystals absorb energy. And what do I mean by the water in our body is a crystal? Well, water is already a crystalline structure. And I guess put this in more perspective to you, like think of when water freezes, it becomes iced. You really see like the crystal structure of it when water becomes ice, or when water becomes a snowflake. So water is a crystal, and the colder you make the water, the more crystalline it becomes, and the more energy it can absorb, and the more the sun can communicate with your mitochondria through the network of the water crystals. So that's my breakdown of how this works, and like why I tan under freezing cold conditions, and also kind of explains why we shouldn't hide from the cold too much. Being warm is important, but it's also important to get this energy, especially at a time like this under freezing conditions when you really don't want to, or you really want to avoid it. But it's really good to stay connected, and it's really good to just appreciate nature, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Just basically embrace what you have, and not run from it. And it'll give you a lot of things back, like being cold. It has lots of benefits, like in relation to longevity. It slows down our chemical clocks within our cells, so it's good for anti-aging. Just it comes with a lot of other benefits, which I'll go into more of these things in future videos if I do another cold video. And I just mentioned to you about water being a crystal, and that led me to another thought, which I'll make a very near future video about water, and how water is extremely important. And there's levels to water, and we can make our water better. We can make our water more powerful. We can do things to our water. Like a lot of our water is just dead and lacking energy, especially like if you're using tap water. And I'm going to talk about some ways to make water just way more powerful, just taking water to the next level, and to supply some of our energy needs. If we do this through water, we can be less reliant on food. And water is really incredible, and I'm gonna really go in on this next video when I talk about water. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something from it. There's more to come. Please like, subscribe, comment, share my video, and if you have anything to add, I know it's a lot of people out there much smarter than me, and they know other things that I don't really know. Please share it, and your thoughts can trigger thoughts within me, and also trigger thoughts within other people. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, love yourself, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.